Kathleen Godwin. Kathleen Godwin is the founder of Arts Universe in Wilkes-Barre. Originally from New Jersey, the Plymouth Township resident grew up performing as part of a musical group with her sisters. When their father's work moved them here, the girls stopped performing, but Godwin never lost the love of performing. She graduated from King's College with a degree in theater, but later returned to school to become a certified public accountant. One day, as she gazed out the window of the accounting firm where she worked, she daydreamed. I thought, why isn't there a place where you can go on your lunch hour and have a lesson in dance or classical guitar? But my friends thought I was crazy. Undeterred, Godwin researched similar centers in other areas, and Arts Universe was born. Kathleen Godwin. Mary Hinton. Mary Hinton has held several positions at Misericordia University, including her current positions of Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs and Chief Planning and Diversity Officer. She's served on the boards for Luzerne County Community College, the Wyoming Valley Montessori School, and the Northeastern Pennsylvania Diversity Education Consortium. And as Executive Director of Replications Incorporated, Hinton supervised the openings of 22 public schools in New York City and Baltimore. She also holds a PhD in religion and religious education, and she's taught religion at Misericordia. Studying religion is very much about studying people and what moves them, she says. Once you understand their history and what matters, you have a better sense of how to educate them about anything. Mary Hinton. Kim Heert. 10 years ago, Kim Heert was looking for more flexibility to be home for her family than jobs using her degree in psychology and dance and a master's in dance movement would allow. She turned to Mary Kay Cosmetics. I'd been a customer for about 20 years and I really believed in their core values, Kim says. She says the company's emphasis on the golden rule appealed to her. With her training and background in counseling, she also enjoys the chance to mentor other women. Kim also still teaches dance movement therapy to children. We go to nursing homes and do free facials, she says, and what a joy to see the women to help them feel good about themselves. The good Lord blesses you when you help others. Kim Heert. Carol Husaw. Since adopting Wilkes-Barre as her home, Carol Husaw has been the founder and first executive director of the Domestic Violence Center. She's been the director of communications, development, and product sales for the Pennswood Girl Scouts, membership director for local public TV station WVIA, and served as program manager of Steps to a Healthier PA. Through her part-time work with the Wilkes-Barre YMCA, Husaw has championed the Y Wednesday Walk series and the Y's participation in the Keystone Active Zone Passport program. Her volunteer efforts include membership on the board of the Wyoming Valley Wellness Trails Partnership and the North Branch Land Trust. Carol Husaw. Helen Lavelle. That good old-fashioned northeastern Pennsylvania work ethic makes a difference, Helen Lavelle says. Helen is the creative director for Lavelle Strategy Group. She says her election to lead the American Advertising Federation's 50,000 members drove home the importance of her local roots. You have all the big advertising firms from New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles, and the kid from Scranton is leading the industry. Being from this area has an edge. The granddaughter of an iron worker and a coal miner, Lavelle says she respects the determination of those who went before her. In her spare time, Lavelle enjoys reading newspapers and taking walks around Baylor's Lake near her home in northern Lackawanna County. She also devotes time to volunteer efforts to combat alcoholism. Helen Lavelle. Falco McNulty. Her jobs have taken her across the country and allowed her to rub elbows with the men and women who govern cities all over the nation. But for Falco McNulty, it's her current position as Lackawanna County's Recorder of Deeds that brings her the most pride. I've been very active in the State Recorder of Deeds Board that we've been instrumental in getting funding to help with automation in the office, she says. I love encouraging fellow recorders to speak up and help their counties, too. Evie brought a wealth of experience to the recorder job. She's held positions with the United States Conference of Mayors and the National Conference of Democratic Mayors. Evie lives with 2 Yorkies and her husband, former Scranton Mayor James McNulty. Falco McNulty. State Representative Phyllis Mundy. State Representative Phyllis Mundy was not involved in party politics, but friends encouraged her to run for the open seat in the 120th Legislative District and convinced her just 4 days before the filing deadline. That was 21 years ago, and Mundy is currently serving her 10th term in the State House. She serves as Majority Chairman of the House Aging and Older Adult Services Committee and is on the House Children and Youth Committee and the House Rules Committee. Phyllis Mundy has worked with the League of Women Voters, the Junior League, the Domestic Violence Service Center, Volunteers for Literacy, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and several other local boards. State Representative Phyllis Mundy. Kristen Rose. Baseball is a sport dominated by men, but not in northeastern Pennsylvania. Though she often finds herself the only woman in a room full of men, Kristen Rose does not flinch. It is absolutely possible to be the only woman in the room, do what you need to do professionally, and still be true to yourself, she says. Now nearing the end of her 2nd year as president of the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Yankees, Rose has made a career in sports management. She is active in the Chambers of Commerce in Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, as well as the United Way of Wyoming Valley and Circle 200. Her dedication to the local area meshes well with the way the Yankees do business, and Rose is very proud that Champ, the Yankees team mascot, has made more than 150 community appearances this last year. Kristen Rose. Jessica Sable. While working for the Center for the Child Care Workforce, Jessica Sable serves as an advocate to promote better education and compensation for daycare and preschool workers. And it all started when Jessica Sable was just in preschool herself. I had great teachers all the way back to preschool at the Pittston YMCA. When I was in kindergarten, I made a book and I wrote in it that I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be like them because I loved them. Her teachers from Wyoming area and Bloomsburg University certainly have reason to be proud of the Exeter native as she travels across the country to provide continuing education courses for educators. Jessica Sable. Marilyn Santorelli. Marilyn Santorelli is a graduate of what now is Misericordia University and has a certificate in fundraising. She was the executive in charge of institutional advancement at then College Misericordia when the FM Kirby Center's board recruited her. I'm proud of what we did, guiding the Kirby Center through very difficult times and being able to establish a solid foundation for it, Marilyn says. The Kirby Center provides such a sense of pride to our community to have this magnificent historic building as an anchor downtown. It gives our community a status and says we've made a commitment to support the arts, cultural programming, and arts education. Marilyn Santorelli. Bobby Stever. Bobby Stever is a professional fundraiser for the Association for the Blind. But even as she details the many ways the association helps its clients live rich, full lives, she can't help but give them credit for something else. I'd like to believe I've helped them, she says, but the truth is they've had such a positive impact on my life, just seeing all the ways they make a difference. Her current position as vice president of the fundraising consultant firm TRR and Associates is just her latest career. Stever has retired at least 3 times, but can't seem to step away from a job that has allowed her to help so many people by directing the fundraising efforts of numerous local nonprofits. Bobby Stever. Janice Wilson Seeley. Janice Wilson Seeley believes in potential. Knowing that some children don't get to live up to their full potential affected her so greatly, she had to act. She and her family opened up their home and their hearts to a Fresh Air Fund child. So many of the inequalities we see in the world have to do with opportunities that aren't provided to them, says Janice. They have potential, but what is different is that they don't have the opportunities that children of middle class or wealthy families have. She serves as chair of the Social Science History Department